Our next speaker is Will Gregory.
I'm actually going to try to do this without a mic. I just want to be able to talk with you guys directly. Now, I see a lot of familiar faces in the crowd, but I also see some unfamiliar ones, so I just want to tell you a little bit about who I am and then about why I'm running for this office. My name is Will Gregory. I'm the Executive Director of the Mentis Foundation. We're a small nonprofit organization that distributes college scholarships to underprivileged youth with dyslexia, and we also serve as an educational resource to the public regarding what dyslexia is and trying to combat the stigma that we believe is unduly associated with it. Prior to my entering this campaign, I worked in Washington on the McCain campaign. I served down in the war room there, and there I specialized in media distribution, media relations, and rapid response. Prior to that, I finished up my master's over in the UK at the University of Oxford, where I studied global governance and diplomacy. I was born in Stamford, but raised in New Canaan, and have always been really involved in public service and activities throughout the community. I was an Eagle Scout in New Canaan doing my service project for the local Presbyterian church, which I'm a member of and attend to this day, and have really actively pursued public service thereafter in college, being engaged in the community there, serving as past president, senator a bunch of times, founding the Leadership Council. And I went on to study business, anthropology, sociology during my undergrad at Gettysburg College over in Pennsylvania. So why am I running? Well, I believe in a core set of principles that I think are fundamental to what it means to be American and what this country was founded on. Individual liberty, freedom of enterprise, self-determination, fiscal discipline. But these are things that have been thrown out the window. Enough is enough. We need to get back to those core roots. And right now, Washington isn't getting the job done. We see a government that is expanding the size of itself massively. That's not good enough. And you know what? When I look at what the government is doing right now, when I see that it is increasing debt massively, forcing future generations to suffer the burden of having to repay that, where our country will have to either increase taxes or will have to print more money, both of which will be detrimental to our economy, I know that I have to take action. When I see that Washington and the people that are in it are out of control, simply in it to serve themselves or the special interests that drove them to those seats, I say that's not good enough. And when I see a stimulus that simply was meant to redistribute wealth and pass it along to the people who have been closely tied with politicians, I'm very upset with that as well. We need better. Business as usual cannot continue, and I plan on doing something about it. But we need not only to reform Washington, we need to make sure that we are reforming our own party too. Now, we have seen a resurgence within the Republican Party over the past 6 months, which is absolutely incredible. People are excited. They're not willing to sit down anymore. But we need to make sure that we adhere to those principles once we get those guys down in Washington. We need fresh thinking. We need new ideas. And we need fresh blood. All of which I will deliver. I look forward to answering your questions and getting to know all of you more as well. Thank you.
Will Gregory.
I'm running because I think we need real change in Washington. Our country is truly unique in the world. But we've seen it head down a course that I don't think any of us wanted to go down. We were founded on the principles of individual liberty, self-determination, freedom of enterprise, and we are drifting quickly away from those core principles. We've seen what politicians from both sides of the aisle have done. While Republicans controlled the White House, the Senate, and the House of Representatives, we drove up massive national debt. We increased the size of government. And we became a party of fiscal ambivalence. Then the Democrats came in. What did they do? They doubled down on that, and they made it a whole lot worse. in a way that I couldn't have anticipated. We need somebody that's going to go down there that isn't afraid to shake things up and is willing to stick his neck out on the line because he cares more about getting the country back on track than retaining a congressional seat. Now, if that's what you guys want, if you guys want a transformative figure for Connecticut that can go down there and have the necessary impact that our country needs, I'm your guy. I'm going to work to promote an economy that seeks to generate jobs through entrepreneurship, from a bottom-up approach. I'm going to try to combat the attempts of the government and this administration to develop a command and control style economy. I'm going to work to eliminate the debt so that we aren't passing on a burden to our future generations, and I'm going to work to reform Washington. I hope that when the time comes, I can count on your support, and I would welcome any of you if you have any questions or would like to speak with me further. I'm glad to meet with you in person. And also, feel free to visit my website, gregoryforcongress.com. Thank you.